These cars won't make it to 2026. Automakers discontinue vehicles all the time, be it due to slow sales, old age, or plans to replace them with entirely new models. For 2025, more than 30 cars met their maker. Even though we're just over halfway through the new year, nearly 30 cars are already on the chopping block for 2026. This year's list includes some beloved models. As always, more cars will be added to this list as the year goes on. For now, take a look at some of the cars that will have to say goodbye to come 2026. The Acura TLX was discontinued in July. After 10 years on the market, Acura is ending production of its mid-size luxury sedan due to slow sales, with just over 7,000 sold throughout the entirety of 2024. But don't worry, Acura already plans to replace the TLX with its new RSX electric crossover. Audi A4, technically speaking, the Audi A4 name isn't dead. As the brand streamlines its range as part of ongoing electrification efforts, the gas A5 will replace the gas A4, while Audi plans to revive the A4 name in some form or another with an electric powertrain in the near future. With that said, the current model will exit the lineup after the 2025 model year, leaving behind a sporty compact luxury sedan with a $45,395 starting price and a turbocharged 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine. BMW X4. The BMW X4 was a pretty hot commodity when it debuted back in 2014. But in the decades since, buyers seemingly fell out of love with the funky luxury SUV. BMW will reportedly kill the X4 after the 2025 model year. Don't worry, BMW still has the new X2 crossover coupe to fill its awkward shoes. BMW 8 Series. Maybe the prettiest BMW still in production, the German automaker will officially end production of its 8 Series coupe and Grand Coupe models after 2025. The current iteration of the 8 Series debuted in 2018 and spawned variants like the aforementioned 4-door Grand Coupe, the convertible, and the M8, which will join the standard 8 Series in the big junkyard in the sky. BMW M8 Competition. The BMW M8 Competition Coupe debuted in 2008. It packs serious firepower with a twin turbocharged 4.0-liter V8, making 617 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque, which launched it to 60 miles per hour in a blistering 3.0 seconds. With the entire 8 Series line being discontinued, the M8 Competition won't stick around after 2025. More than any 8er, we'll be sad to see it go. BMW XM Base. The XM hasn't been a big hit for BMW. It was dead last in total sales for the company to start this year, and it was the worst-selling BMW in all of America in 2024. That said, BMW isn't killing off the XM entirely just yet. Instead, the company has discontinued the base model and will only offer the fancier XM label, which packs a twin turbocharged V8 hybrid, making 577 horsepower. That version starts at $187,625 for 2025. Cadillac XT4. The Cadillac XT4 died so that the new Chevrolet Bolt could live. Production of Cadillac's compact SUV ended this month to make way for a new Bolt, which will be built on the same production line at GM's Fairfax assembly plant in Kansas. The SUV debuted in 2019, but it was never a big seller for the brand. Cadillac XT6, with the XT4 already gone and the XT5 reportedly also on the chopping block, Cadillac will kill off its 3-row XT6. With just over 20,000 examples of the XT6 delivered in 2024, the 3-row SUV has been a slower seller for the brand since its debut. With new versions of the Escalade and electric Escalade IQ hitting the market soon, Cadillac sees little reason to keep the XT6 around. At least in the US, the XT4, XT5, and XT6 will live on in China. Chevrolet Blazer, gas. The Blazer wasn't exactly a hot commodity for Chevy, with sales down 20% in 2024. And with the debut and initial success of the Blazer EV, Chevy sees little reason to keep its gas-powered companion around for much longer. Reports indicate that Chevrolet could kill off the gas Blazer next year, but the company has yet to confirm if that's true. Ford Escape. This one comes with an asterisk. Even though Ford sold 146,859 Escapes in 2024, making it the company's fourth most popular vehicle behind the F-Series Transit and Explorer. The compact SUV is reportedly on the chopping block going into next year. Interestingly, though, the nameplate will reportedly survive into 2026, but only in certain states. According to reports, you won't be able to buy an Escape in California, Massachusetts, New York, Oregon, Vermont, or Washington beginning next year. Genesis Electrified G80. Don't worry, the gas-powered Genesis G80 isn't going anywhere, at least not yet. But the battery-powered electrified G80, which has been on the market since 2021, believe it or not, won't make it to 2026. Genesis reportedly sold fewer than 500 examples of the G80 electrified in 2024, so we're not all that shocked to see it go. Pun intended. Infiniti QX50. Even though the Infiniti QX50 was the brand's bestseller in 2024, with over 10,000 examples sold, the luxury SUV lagged far behind its competition. That's why Infiniti decided to discontinue the compact SUV following the 2025 model year. The slightly larger and entirely new QX60 will fill the gap. Infiniti QX55. Infiniti attempted to improve upon the QX50's design with the coupe-like QX55 in 2022. It had all the same elements of the standard QX50, complete with the same 260 horsepower turbocharged engine, but a slightly slantier roof. But it was never a big seller. Now both SUVs will be discontinued. Lexus LC Hybrid. Don't worry, the beloved Lexus LC 500 isn't dead yet. But with an update for 2026 that brings a few welcome tweaks to the V8 Grand Tourer, the oft-forgotten hybrid model gets the boot. Instead of a V8, the LC 500AH opted for a 3.5-liter V6 with two electric motors, giving it just 354 horsepower compared to the V8 model's 471 horsepower. Lexus RC. The Lexus RC wasn't long for this world. The now 10-year-old coupe was never a big seller in the first place, but the last few years were especially abysmal. Lexus sold fewer than 2,000 examples of the RC in 2024. That's why it won't be around for the new year. Lexus RCF, and then there was one. With the end of the RC series, including the hotter RCF, Lexus is left with just the LC as the only front-engine, rear-wheel drive coupe in its lineup. In fact, its departure leaves the LC and the Ford Mustang as the only front-engined, naturally aspirated V8 coupes in production. Mercedes-Benz GLC Coupe GLC sales were up 58% in 2024, but the automaker doesn't differentiate between the standard model or the coupe. Mercedes has gone on record saying it wants to simplify its lineup, and rumors point to the slick roof GLC being on the block. Mercedes-Benz GLE Coupe. Like its smaller sibling, the coupe version of the GLE could be dropped by the end of 2025. A German newspaper cited anonymous sources for the rumor, which has yet to be confirmed by Mercedes. The GLE class is the company's best-selling model in the US, so it's possible the GLE and GLC coupes could be consolidated into a single model. Nissan Altima. Debuting in 1993 as a much smaller car, the Altima remained a popular choice for cash-conscious shoppers and even belted out a few performance versions along the way. It grew to a mid-size sedan in the early 2000s, and that's how it leaves the market. Priced from $28,140 to $37,210 for the 248 horsepower SR VC Turbo. Nissan Versa. Nissan hasn't outright confirmed the Versa's death for 2026, especially amidst a surge in sales for 2024. But reports indicate that America's cheapest car could be on the chopping block for the new year. The 2025 model, which was just recently introduced, starts at just $18,330 with destination. Porsche 718 Boxster. Despite having a positive sales year in 2024, the open-roof 718, like its hardtop sibling, is headed out the door, or at least it's ending as we know it. Both sports cars will be reborn as EVs. Development is said to be behind schedule, so it's not entirely clear when the new model will arrive. Porsche 718 Cayman. The forthcoming electric 718 Cayman should at least retain its mid-engine balance, despite not having an engine. The battery pack goes in the middle, but problems with its placement are allegedly delaying development. Regardless of when it arrives, The combustion-powered model that has existed for 20 years will fade into memory. Porsche Macan. Another casualty of the shift to electric power, the ICE Macan goes away with the arrival of the Macan EV, or does it? Porsche is reportedly rethinking that decision amid softer demand for electric vehicles. Considering the Macan is Porsche's best-selling vehicle, it sold 26,947 units last year. We can understand the company's concern. Subaru legacy, long before the Impreza or the WRX, there was the legacy. The hard-edged sedan reached U.S. shores in 1990 and endured as the company's flagship ever since. It heralded the all-wheel drive sedans that would eventually flood the segment and stuck around after most of its four-door competitors left the scene. It bows out with an affordable starting price of $26,180 in base trim. At the other end is the 260 horsepower Legacy Touring XT, slipping in just under $40,000. Volvo S60. When it debuted in 2000, the S60 quickly caught the attention of sports sedan shoppers with its turbocharged engine, manual transmission, and all-wheel drive platform. Sales were never overwhelming, however, and now the 60's demise is just halfway through the current generation's life cycle. Volvo S90. Yes, there is a new Volvo S90 for 2026, but only for China. Here in the US, the Swedish automaker has killed off its largest luxury sedan and has no immediate plans to replace it. With the ongoing trade war between the US and China, Volvo sees little reason to continue importing the Chinese-built four-door, especially when it sold just 1,364 examples of the S90 stateside in 2024. Volvo V60 Polestar engineered arguably Volvo's best wagon in the US, the V60 Polestar engineered, is also on the chopping block for 2026. The high-performance hybrid combined a turbocharged 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine with plug-in hybrid battery assist, giving it 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. But slow sales forced Volvo's hand.